Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Good. We know these are preseason games, but obviously from hearing the locker room, how important is it just to be 2-0, considering how good you look tonight?
Yeah, I think, the wins are great. I've always thought, because my dad said it, the preseason record is never remembered. But I think what we've shown the last two games is there's a play style about this team, whoever's in the game, and that's one of physicality, effort, playing together. And I do think that we played that way tonight for really 4 quarters, and I'm proud of the guys for that.
Obviously, you want to get the tape, but first glance, how and Milton, how do you think they fared?
Yeah, I mean, again, I think, Joe's put together 2 really, really good halves. Sam really made one mistake, down in the red zone, kind of got fooled on one and turned it over. That can't happen, but, this is long from over. And, going back to Frisco, thankfully, and get a chance to be home and put some more training camp days in. But got to give Joe his credit. He's played really well the last 2 games, but we have a lot of confidence in Sam as well.
Clientele, DLLS Cowboys, just piggybacking on Joe, can you just talk about his growth and development? Touchy, so you're a big, strong guy, but touchdown throw was a sort of strong arm, but the toss to Brown, he eluded defenders and kind of directed him to the spot to make that play.
Yeah, I think, it's funny because we threw the double move to Mingo off of a timeout, and that was kind of the last reminder that Steve Shimko gave him is, hey, put good air under it. And Joe's been doing that. I mean, he's just, the fade to Cam Brown last game, under duress. This game is about being able to control the RPMs of the football and throw it with different speeds and touches, and he's done that at a really high level. But I thought the scramble to his left to Cam was a big play as well, and then he was able to get in with his legs. So the touchdown to Malik, stepped up in the pocket, running to his left, just kind of from me to you a little bit, and he just kind of took a little something off and gave Malik a chance to catch in and go. So really proud of him.
You brought up Malik, you talked about the running back bounce, Malik did what Malik does, and then I thought Jaishawn Blue had a strong game.
Yeah, we wanted to see him. He's been banged up a little bit. He's had a shoulder, and we wanted to see how he would do. But I thought, again, want to see the film, but I thought he ran hard, and we wanted to lean on him early in the third quarter and see how he did. But, all in all, I thought he ran well, had some really nice runs, a couple 11, 12-yarders I thought that were really good. But he ran physically, which I think is important.
Coach, I don't know if this has been your experience, but it seems like, in the last game before you go home, it can be that last day of school mentality where it's hard to get real good focus. Are you proud of the way they locked in on this one before heading back down?
Yeah, I think so. That doesn't surprise me, Nick. I think, this group of guys, we sat, I think, 29 guys weren't dressed tonight. These guys that played were playing for something. They want to be part of this family. They want to be part of the star, the brand. And, I have to say this because I mentioned in there, but, I saw something that I've never seen, an entire fan section cheering for, Pete Shiaz, and that was really, really cool. And, it was really awesome. Had him break it down, and his comments, I'll let him share those with you guys, but it's really cool. We talked about the brotherhood, and I didn't think these guys would have any let up.
Did you get a chance to see from your viewpoint Barham how he played? I know you want to look at the tape, but it looks like he was active.
I saw the physicality that I thought I would see, but I want to see the film before I speak too much on it. But I saw him rocking heads, if you will.
Mickey, you got anything? You're good.
Quentin, Joe, defending Hamilton. I want to talk to you a little bit about, I know that he was undrafted coming in. Can you just kind of talk about his development with this team? Obviously, he wants to make the team.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this. Maybe one of the hardest workers I've been around, maximize all his opportunities. Everyone loves him because he's like the way he is today. And like I said, when he broke it down, I mean, the room went crazy just because he spoke from the heart, and he talked about, how, this family has brought us all together, and now we're bonded for life. And, he's doing a good job for us. I mean, had to move into guard and doing different things he hasn't done, but again, he's another guy that fits that play style that we were talking about. And it was really cool to see him have that moment, but also our players join in and helping to celebrate him. That was really cool. I hadn't seen that before. I actually didn't really know what was going on. But when I heard about it, it was really, I'm really proud for him and for what he's done for us.
And, I imagine there was a lot of Navajo contingents or fans that just came down to go see him too as well. And, of course, on Navajo, Dallas Cowboys, they really love the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of nice. I'm not sure if you've seen that here before.
No, I mean, he talked about the star and the importance that the star holds for him, and I think it sounds like what you're saying is very important to a lot of people, and these guys love him.
Real world. Because we're going to talk about the receivers, we're going to talk about the quarterbacks, we're going to talk about the running backs, we're going to talk about all those things. Mm-hmm. But I got to see Jaishawn Barham for my first time
on
an NFL field in a preseason game in just a little bit of action, decent amount of action. I like it. I'm putting in the call. He's going to be a dude. Barham's going to be a dude.
Can I ask you a question?
Come on.
Out of what you've seen tonight in Barham,
yeah,
what you've seen in Caleb and what you've seen in Malachi, who do you think is the most NFL ready to go play meaningful football and have a significant impact while doing it?
I see what you're doing, and I like what you're doing.
I'm asking a question.
No, I see what you're doing, and I like what you're doing.
No, I'm asking a question.
I see what you're trying to do.
I'm asking a question because
you're doing a little hating.
We're having a conversation.
Caleb Downs.
Okay.
Caleb Downs. Barhammer's going to be a dude, though. He is. When you get a third-round pick, I saw some chatter on the internet. I think it was Derek Eagleton who started it. He might have been the one who said it. But he mentioned –
who he compared him to?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it was Derek.
Yeah. We hadn't seen a Cowboy linebacker that can play with that sort of since Rolando McClain. And thoughts and prayers to his lake house.
Yeah.
I hope he's bounced back from that.
That insurance check came in handy.
Okay, good. And getting to see him go do it and look comfortable, not lost, where you're supposed to be, and showing some of the splash stuff that he's got physically, the combination of bend, strength, speed. Barhammer's going to be a dude. I'm excited he's healthy.
I know that you have to keep your agenda in line.
I don't have to do anything.
I know that you have to, push your agenda as far as you can possibly push it.
Barham's my agenda too.
I'm not saying that Caleb is not going to be good. I think Barham is going to have a greater impact on this defense than Caleb Downs.
That would be amazing, is the way I would take that.
And here's the thing, and it's not because one is better than the other. I think it's all relatively speaking based on position. Because if you can go away from Caleb, you can't go away from Barham. Does that make sense?
You're bringing back the value of off-ball linebacker?
I'm just saying he has the ability to affect more plays down in and down out than Caleb Downs does. Like Caleb Downs, you may not hear nothing from him for a quarter or two. If you don't hear from Barham in a quarter, something went terribly wrong.
I get what you're saying, but I think you're going to have a lot of Caleb Downs in the box too. So you're going to see a lot of Caleb Downs on, like runs up the middle. You'll see Caleb Downs. I think you're going to see that.
Again, that also doesn't bode well to me if Caleb Downs is making majority of your tackles. And I know where he fits at in the grand scheme of how this defense is running. But if Caleb Downs is...
I mean, if he was lined up where Jalen Thompson is and making the tackles, that's a problem.
Okay.
If he's coming from the slot and winning a race... No, I get what you're saying. Like, you don't want Caleb Downs to have 110 tackles. But I do think you're going to see him every week make plays in that area. And that's okay. It's okay that you want to start the show hating on Caleb Downs. I'm not sure why.
I wanted a perspective.
I'm not sure why.
That's all I wanted was a perspective.
We're going to tear down Malachi a little bit?
No. I asked you to answer it.
Caleb Downs will have the biggest impact. But if they let Barham play starter snaps, I think that's awesome. And I'm glad because I think he's earned it. Even with missing part of camp, I think that Jaishawn Barham has earned the right. And he was wearing a green dot tonight.
He was
wearing a green dot. if you have a rookie third rounder who was playing edge at Michigan last year as your starting middle linebacker, holy crap, what a find in the third round. That would be awesome. So yeah, I enjoyed, like, one play got to display all the things he has because he's played linebacker, he's played the edge, and on the run play where he made the tackle for loss, he beats the offensive lineman to his outside, dips the shoulder, turns the corner, shows the speed, shows the power, and it's just all right there. I'm excited we got to see Barham. Jay Toia, I believe, has cut himself. Well, he had a roller coaster second half. He went batted ball, smash a quarterback after a great destroying of an offensive lineman, and then jump off sides. So yeah, he had a little mini Kalen Carson run in preseason game number 2. Barham looks like the kind of dog we.
Jay Harris, Gary Streisky back with you on SportsCenter. The Cowboys 2-0 this preseason, 34-13 winners in the desert. In a battle of backup quarterbacks, Joe Milton, 9 for 13, 179 yards, 2 scores. He tries to secure Dallas's backup job. The Cowboys defense turned in a second consecutive strong performance, holding Arizona to just 13 points. Yes, it's the preseason, but they failed to do that at any point in the regular season. Last year, Sam Acho, he was on the call, so that means he's 3 hours back that way. Cowboys, Cardinals, Sam, Dallas allowed a league worst 30 points per game last season. How is this year's defense going to compare?
This defense will be night and day from last year. I was at the game yesterday. I actually got a chance to talk with Christian Parker, and the brilliance is palpable. You know he's from that Vic Fangio tree. This defense didn't allow more than one. They allowed 1 rushing yard in the first quarter. And I understand it was the 2s and the 3s for both the Cowboys and the Cardinals, but schematically, this defense is unbelievably sound. There you see right there, Savone Revel with the interception. He's likely going to be cornerback too. But what stands out to me the most about this defense is also the guys that didn't play. Caleb Downs is going to be at that cornerback position. That's the most important position in that type of, Vic Fangio, Christian Parker defense. Kenny Clark, who I got a chance to run into, Quentin Williams. This defense is going to be set.
Yeah, 30 points allowed per game last season. The only team across the NFL who allowed 30 or more in a game on average last year. Less than a week away from the college football season, Sacho. Big Ten teams.
Something just changed in the way we need to talk about this Cowboys rookie class. Because everybody expected Caleb Downs to walk into Dallas and immediately look like one of the most NFL-ready young defenders on this roster. That's not the surprise. The surprise is Jaishawn Barham. After finally getting him on an NFL field, the reaction wasn't, yeah, he looks interesting. It was basically, this dude is going to be a player. And Cowboys Nation, that's a completely different conversation when we're talking about a third-round pick. What stood out wasn't just one tackle for loss or one violent collision. Barham looked comfortable. He didn't look like a rookie wondering where he was supposed to be. You could see the strength, the speed, the ability to bend around a blocker, turn the corner and finish a play. And then you hear that he was wearing the green dot? Now you've got my attention. Because we're talking about a rookie who spent time playing on the edge in college, suddenly being trusted with communication responsibilities in the middle of an NFL defense. If that eventually turns into starter-level snaps, Dallas may have found something way bigger than normal third-round value. And I loved the debate in that clip about Barham versus Caleb Downs. This doesn't have to become one rookie against another. That's missing the point. If we're seriously debating whether your third-round linebacker could make as much immediate noise as Caleb Downs, Dallas already won the conversation. Downs can affect games in different ways. You can move him around, put him in the box, bring him down from the secondary, let him use his instincts. But Barham plays a position where you can't hide from the action. Runs come at you, guards come at you, tight ends through your area. You have to diagnose, attack, tackle, and communicate. And that is exactly why his physical style matters so much. The line from the show that stuck with me was that Barham looks like the kind of dog Dallas needs at linebacker. That's what Cowboys fans have been asking for. Not another guy who simply survives snaps. Somebody who arrives. Somebody the offense feels. Somebody who can make the middle of the defense look different. Now, it's preseason. We're not putting him in Canton after one game. We still need to see what this looks like when the speed increases, when starters are on the field and offenses start attacking weaknesses for real. But preseason is where young players show you whether the tools belong. And Barham showed tools. He showed power. He showed speed. He showed comfort. He showed enough that they're already talking about whether he has earned the right to play starter snaps. That's the story. Because if Christian Parker can walk into this season with Caleb Downs as one young chess piece and Barham developing into a legitimate middle linebacker, suddenly Dallas isn't just adding rookies, they're building a young defensive core. And if a third-round pick ends up wearing the green dot and playing meaningful snaps in the middle of this defense, that's not just a good draft pick. That's how you steal a starter. Cowboys Nation, tell me what you saw. Is Barham already making a case to start? And between Barham and Caleb Downs, which rookie do you believe makes the bigger impact on this defense right away?